Hello, my name is Morgan Sims. My topic is, do violent video games lead to violent behavior? My target audience is players of violent video games and parents of players of violent video games. Have any of you been watching TV recently and been so caught up in a commercial that you didn't realize that it was a commercial for a violent video game instead of for a movie or a television show? Here are two examples of violent video games. One is Grand Theft Auto, and one is Call of Duty. We all recognize these titles and are familiar with them as violent video games. But what is the lasting impression that they make? In today's world of virtual reality video games, players feel that they are a part of the real world of the game and become so caught up in the game that it becomes a part of the player's everyday life. Violent video games lead to violent behavior because they blur the difference between virtual reality and real life. According to US Digital News Weekly, 97% of adolescents play video games. Unlike watching a violent movie or television show, playing a violent video game allows the player to interact within the game. The violent graphics within these games look like real life, and the player experiences the game as if it were happening in real life. According to Procon.org, violent video game exposure has been linked to reduced P300 amplitudes in the brain, which is associated with desensitization to violence and increases in aggressive behavior. A 2009 study found that it takes up to 4 minutes for the level of aggressive thoughts and feelings in children to return to normal after playing violent video games. It takes 5 to 10 minutes for heart rate and aggressive behavior to return to baseline. In addition to causing aggressive behavior, these violent video games can become addictive. According to the American Medical Association, it is speculated that up to 15% of American youth playing video games may be addicted, as cited by Christy Denane. There are specific types of help available for this addiction, such as treatment facilities built for the sole purpose, hotline numbers, Video Gamers Anonymous, and wilderness retreats. In conclusion, violent video games have been blamed for increases in bullying, violence towards women, and associated with school shootings. Critics agree that these games desensitize players to violence and teach children that the violence is an acceptable way to deal with conflict. After all of these facts and statistics, there are still going to be some people that will argue that These violent video games are an outlet for their anger and aggression. However, adult players understand that it is just a game. But we need to continue to be aware of the effects that these games have on our youth and continue the study of long-term effects that these video games have on our society. Thank you.